You guys are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We got a mailbag coming up on tap for all of the real ones out there. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Go down right now, hit that big red button, because we're going to be the only Giants channel on YouTube this offseason. I promise. That's putting out videos every single day. June and July, right around the corner. It's hibernation time for a lot of people. Not us. We're still putting out content. Hit that big red button. My man Sam Lubna says, Danny Dimes, Super Bowl MVP. That's what I'm talking about, Sam. Appreciate the $20 super chat, my man. Sam, look, I will say this. The NFC is wide open. The NFC is wide open. It's open. Let's just run right through it. Let's go win the NFC. You get to the Super Bowl, anything can happen. I've seen it happen twice in my lifetime. We beat teams we weren't supposed to beat, but you believed. And I believe in Daniel Jones. And I think a lot of people that wear big blue on Sundays are starting to believe in Daniel Jones, and I don't know how you can't at this point. Sure, was there sticker shock for that contract? Absolutely. But in 2 years, when he's the 17th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, everyone's going to call it a good deal. So that's just the going rate. That's how much you pay quarterbacks. I hope you're right, Sam. If you are, you're going to be a very, very smart man. And I may kiss you. I may kiss you, Sam Lubna. Aunt Ben Rod, my man, coming in with a $5 super chat. $16 million for 4 years, total of $64 for Saquon. I'm going to have to say no on that one. I believe that's too much. We did a video earlier in the week where I did a contract projection for Saquon Barkley. I had it for 3 years at $14 million per, with the first 2 years guaranteed. So 3 years, 42 with 28 guaranteed. That's what I think the contract will look a little bit like. I don't know if he's getting $16 million per year at 64. I honestly hope not. I hope not. Thank you, though, for supporting the channel. Ryan, my man, says, thoughts on the O-line. I am happy with this offensive line. I begged and I pleaded for so long for Dave Gettleman, and not really Joe Shane because he did it in his first year because he knows football. But I begged the Giants to invest in their investments. And what I mean by that is you drafted Saquon Barkley inside the top 2, number 2. You drafted Daniel Jones inside the top 10. Let's now invest in those investments. And the Giants have finally invested in their offensive line. Andrew Thomas, top 5 pick. Your left guard, Joshua Ezeudu, he was a top 70 pick. John Michael Schmitz was selected in the 2nd round. Your right tackle was selected with pick number 7. So you got tackles that were both selected inside the top 10. You got a guard and a center that were both selected inside the top 70. And you got a right guard in Mark Lewinsky, who you gave about $6-7 million per year. So the Giants have invested in their offensive line. They have young talent on there. Now it's the job of Brian Dable, the offensive lineman, and Bobby Johnson to put them in a position and coach them up to be successful. I am confident and I am happy that our offensive line has young talent like it does. I think it's the first time in a long time. A long time it has, Ryan. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Giants will win the 2024 Super Bowl. With a question. It says, should the Giants sign a veteran edge rusher like Justin Houston? Hashtag Giants. I would love to sign a guy like Justin Houston. I think you definitely need to add to this edge rusher unit you have on the Giants. We'll take a look at the depth chart coming up in a second. But how could you not love to add someone like Justin Houston? Man, he is wise. He is a vet. He knows how the game goes. He is someone that I think could help a young guy like Azeez Ojulari and a young guy like Kayvon Thibodeau. But before all that, the dude still has juice left in the tank. He had 9.5 sacks this past year, last year, for the Baltimore Ravens. And the year before that, 4.5 sacks. And the year before that, 8 sacks and 11 sacks. He has some continuity with that Baltimore Ravens defense. He's played for Don Wink Martindale, so I think it makes some sense. And I know I love this D-line, especially the interior of it with Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, A'Shawn Robinson, Raheem Nunez-Roches. But the edges scare me a little bit. I love Kayvon. I love Azeez. I'm a little bit worried about Azeez's injury history. I don't love O'Shane Ximines. I don't love Ryder Anderson. I don't love Ellerson Smith. And Timon Fox is just a UDFA who is fighting and clawing to make this roster. And I believe Jihad Ward is more of an interior D-line player than an edge rusher at this point. So I do think you need to add another edge rusher. I don't think signing and re-signing O'Shane Ximines to be your third edge rusher is going to fix that problem. A vet, though, like Justin Houston, to be a supplementary player, not an every down player, alongside that great interior defensive line with the young bucks on the outside, I would absolutely love that move. But should the Giants sign Justin Houston? I don't think it's going to cost all that much money. I think it'd be 1 year, $3-4 million, maybe some incentives to get it up to $5 million. I think 1 year, $3 million could get a deal done for Justin Houston. Maybe they wait until the offseason programs. Don't want to say it out loud, but maybe there's an injury. That's the life of playing football. Comes down the road, and then you go sign him. But I would go out and sign him. What would you do? Type S for sign. Type P for pass. Cameron Johnson, what's up, man? Says trade Saquon for Breece Hall and a first rounder or second and C.J. Mosley. The Jets say no. The Jets say no way. No way, no how, to be honest with you. Breece Hall is a good back, and he's young, and he's cost-controlled for a couple of years. Coming off an injury, but I don't see you getting Breece Hall and a first or a second and C.J. Mosley. Just the value isn't valuing right there. Thank you for the question, and I appreciate the support, Cameron, but I just don't see how that's going to happen. Sam Lubna back again. He says, Giants, how involved will Jaylin Hyatt be week 1? It's always tricky with wide receivers early on in the season because, like, it's rare. I feel like you see a non-first-round wide receiver just burst onto the scene. But I think Jaylin Hyatt has that type of potential. I mean, it just takes one catch from Jaylin Hyatt over the top to change a game. Like, Jaylin Hyatt could leave a game with one catch, 74 yards, and a touchdown, and it just changes things because that's what he does. That's the type of ability and explosion that he brings to a football team. How involved? I'm hoping he's on the field, and I hope he's getting some reps. I just don't know if he's going to be an every down player, Sam, early on. But we know what happened in the offseason where the Cowboys receiver coach kind of doubted him a little bit. Maybe that juices him up, and he wants to play. But I think he'll be on the field, and I just don't think he'll be a every down player or necessarily a starter week 1. Week 16, though, I think he could be. Rob Jigga, my man, he says, hey, guys, is Hyatt keeping 84? Is he changing it? I want to buy one for a gift for a friend and have concerns. Thank you. Cheers. I would wait, Rob. Wait until, honestly, this is going to be maybe a little bit upsetting. Wait till week 1. Because even the number he wears in the preseason might not be the number he wears in week 1. He even kind of made it seem like in his introductory press conference after being drafted that 84 might not be here to stay. Wan'Dale Robinson said the same thing about number 17, and then he kept it. Maybe there's a receiver or some players on this roster that has the number that he wants, and then maybe they get cut. Then he switches it. I would wait, though, Rob. If you want to buy a Hyatt jersey, I would wait before going out and getting it. I'm not so sure number 84 is the one that he's going to roll with. Make sure you guys are subscribed, though, to the channel. We are pushing closer and closer to 29,000 subscribers, and that is just very, very humbling. I remember doing videos on this channel when we had less than 1,000 subscribers. So thank you. I appreciate it. Hit that big red button. Join the family here at New York Giants Now. And also, get hooked up with your throwback Giants jerseys. When the Giants released their schedule, they said they're bringing back the throwback jerseys for a couple of games in the 2023 schedule. We got the Saquon Barkley, we got the Daniel Jones, we got the Xavier McKinney. I saw an OCU Minora, Michael Strahan, a Justin Tuck, a Phil Simms, and Eli Manning. There's a whole bunch of throwback players up on their site as well. Go right here, chatsports.com/Giants throwback. Chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That link's in the comments and description of today's show. Rosario Guzzo. Shout out to my man Guzzo. He says, do you see Saquon signing an extension contract by mid-July? I do. I believe a deal with Saquon Barkley will get done with the New York Football Giants. It's just going to come down to both sides kind of swallowing their pride a little bit and giving a little to get a little. Because, look, Saquon Barkley playing on the franchise tag isn't good for Saquon, and it's not good for the Giants. Just going to come down to price. I do think a deal, though, gets done. I believe he will be on a new contract come week one. Cody. Excuse me, that was gross. Cody Tack coming in with a question says, what do you expect from Evan Neal this year? To be better than he was last year. I'm not expecting him to be a top 10 tackle, a top 15 tackle. Can you just be better than you were last year? Can there be growth? Can you not play like a rookie? Can you not get thrown around like a rag doll by Hassan Riddick, who's a great player? But, like, you are a great player too. That's why you went to Alabama and you started 3 seasons there. Some at right tackle, some at left tackle. Be the dog that you are, Evan Neal. Bobby Johnson said they're making changes to his stance in year 2. Not expecting him to take an Andrew Thomas type leap. But can you just be good enough? Can you just be solid? Like, can you just be a guy that was better in year 2 than year 1? All I ask is for consistent development. Doesn't have to be overnight. Just be better than you were last year, and I believe that will happen for Evan Neal. Great question, Cody. Antonio Armstrong says, do you think we have enough weapons at wide receiver, and who will be our number 1 wide receiver? Do we have enough? Yes. Do we have enough to my liking? No. Who will be our number 1 receiver? I don't know. Who's going to lead this team in catches? Let's hope it's Darren Waller. Let's hope. Who leads this team in yards? Let's hope it's Darren Waller. Who leads this team in touchdowns? Let's hope it's Darren Waller, because he's getting paid the most out of all of those guys. Like, I know he's a tight end, but at the end of the day, he's a pass catcher. And he's a weapon. You used it. Weapon. That's what Darren Waller is. Let's keep him healthy, and I think he could carry this wide receiver core as a tight end. And then you get chunk plays from Hyatt and a couple chunk plays from Slayton. You get Hodgins in the slot. You get Shepard. You get Wandale Robinson. You get Paris Campbell. Like, there's some dudes there. I think they'll be fine. I like this question. Which Giants rookie are you guys most excited for? Which Giants rookie are you most excited for? Is it Deonte Banks? Is it John Michael Schmitz? Is it Jaylin Hyatt? Is it Eric Gray? Is it maybe the sneaky 7th-round pick Various Owens, who I think is going to make this team and maybe even be a starter right away in that defensive backfield? Which Giants rookie are you most excited for? Let me know. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to today's mailbag here on the channel. If I missed your question, you can ask me the question on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. Send me a DM, and we can talk football over there.